So we're going to put this all together and think about both open and closed form and figure ground relationships. And again, it's less the definition and more the implication. What we want to do is think about how you actually are placing the viewer and what you are telling them about how we feel about the subject matter. So we're looking at this image, and it is clearly an open form composition. And one of the things that we can know, because it's an open form composition, is that we are really close. In fact, we're so close to this that the Buzz Lightyear doll has gone out of focus. We are either standing right next to the table that the little boy is eating at, or we are sitting on the other side of the table. So we're in a clearly close physical relationship. I could reach across the table and touch him. And yet, because of the integrated figure-ground relationship, the way in which the colors of the face and the colors of the wall are so similar that he almost looks like he's blending into that shadow. Also, the use of atmospheric perspective such that the color of the oilcloth on this table changes from this yellow to that yellow and to this blue to that barely blue at all. It's like there's 500 miles of distance between us. And it turns out that that makes perfect sense because Burke, the boy in the image, is autistic. And this is a painting by Burke's father, Dan Sutherland, who was one of my teachers. Not the jumping up and down and yelling about positive and negative one, but a different one. What we have is an image that creates conflicting information. We have the open and closed form, in this case open, telling us that we are in intimate proximity to the figure of Burke. But we have color and we have integrated figure-ground relationships telling us that we have a huge chasm of space between us, which is really kind of the experience that he has as a father of an autistic child, where he's trying to be there. He wants to respond with love to his son, but his son, because of how his brain works, is practically in another world. And when he does interact with our world, we're also going to see the way in which he's going to respond more to the blinking lights and noises of this stupid plastic toy than he is to me, his father, who's trying to be right there and yet is still emotionally so separated. When we think about these formal choices that we're making, yes, it should be, does it look good? We're artists, it matters. But we should also be thinking about how does this change the relationship that the viewer has to the subject and therefore the content. And if I want to create a poignancy where I am both so close and so far, I can employ things like figure-ground integration and an open form composition to help to communicate.